What if a witch lived in a house that stands on chicken legs, deep within an enchanted forest, waiting for unsuspecting travelers to cross her path? What if this witch, known as Baba Yaga, wasn't just a simple sorceress, but a powerful and mysterious figure whose story has haunted the Slavic world for centuries? Baba Yaga is no ordinary witch. Her legend is steeped in terror, magic, and ambiguity. Unlike many witches in folklore who are outright evil, Baba Yaga's role in Slavic mythology is more complex. She is sometimes a wise old woman with secret knowledge, but at other times she is a terrifying force of nature who punishes those who dare to challenge her. In the stories, her house moves on giant chicken legs, and she flies through the air in a mortar, using the pestle as her guide. Those who encounter her are often faced with impossible challenges, and only the clever or brave survive. But even in her most menacing moments, there's always an element of mystery. Is she truly malevolent, or does she test people to teach them something about themselves? Baba Yaga's dark forest has swallowed many unlucky souls, and her unpredictable nature has struck fear into the hearts of generations. Her tale isn't just a story. It's a test of human courage, wisdom, and resilience. And tonight, you'll hear the most chilling encounters with this legendary witch. Prepare yourself, because the world of Baba Yaga is not for the faint of heart. Baba Yaga, the enigmatic witch of Slavic folklore, is one of the most enduring and mysterious figures in mythology. For centuries, she has been both feared and revered by those who have heard her name. Often described as a hag with iron teeth, Baba Yaga lives deep within the darkest, most remote parts of the forest, in a hut that stands on giant chicken legs, constantly moving and shifting locations. Her forest is an enchanted place, filled with magic and danger, where time seems to stand still, and no one enters without facing a great challenge. Unlike most witches in folklore, Baba Yaga's story is not straightforward. She is not purely evil, nor is she completely benevolent. In some tales, she helps those who seek her wisdom, offering guidance or magical assistance to those who prove themselves worthy. But in others, she is a terrifying figure who devours those who displease her, boiling them in a cauldron or cursing them with unimaginable suffering. Baba Yaga's dual nature has made her a symbol of mystery and power in Slavic culture. On one hand, she represents the fear of the unknown, the wildness of nature, and the danger of straying too far from the safety of society. On the other hand, she embodies the wisdom of the ages, the keeper of secrets, and the one who can reveal hidden truths to those brave enough to face her. Many believe that Baba Yaga's origins lie in ancient pagan beliefs, where she may have been a goddess of the wilderness, a protector of the natural world, and a guide to the afterlife. As Christianity spread throughout Eastern Europe, her image was transformed into that of a witch, a figure of fear and darkness. But even as her story evolved, Baba Yaga remained a powerful force in the collective imagination of the Slavic people. Her presence in folktales serves as a reminder of the thin line between civilization and the wild, between safety and danger, between good and evil. And while many stories portray her as a villain, there are just as many that suggest she is more complex than a simple witch. In fact, some argue that Baba Yaga's true power lies in her ability to test the hearts and minds of those who seek her out, challenging them to confront their deepest fears and desires. The fear and mystery surrounding Baba Yaga stem from the uncertainty of her intentions. In the many tales passed down through generations, one thing remains constant. Encountering Baba Yaga is a test of survival. She is feared because she is unpredictable. What may seem like a simple encounter can quickly turn into a life-or-death struggle, and those who cross her path must be prepared for anything. But why is Baba Yaga feared, and what makes her such a formidable figure in folklore? To answer this question, we need to delve into the role witches played in the societies that birthed these legends. Witches, in many cultures, represent the unknown. They possess knowledge that others do not, and that knowledge gives them power that can either help or harm. In Baba Yaga's case, her power is tied to nature, magic, and the supernatural. She commands the forces of the wilderness, and her home, which moves on chicken legs, is a symbol of her ability to exist outside the boundaries of normal life. She is a creature of the in-between, a liminal figure who occupies the space between life and death, civilization and chaos, good and evil. For the Slavic people, whose lives were often dictated by the harshness of the natural world, Baba Yaga represented the dangers of the forest and the unpredictability of nature. The forests were vast, dark, and full of wild animals and other threats. To venture too far into the woods was to risk encountering something, or someone, far more dangerous than any wild beast. Baba Yaga was also feared because she was a woman who lived outside the norms of society. In a time when women were expected to be subservient and domestic, Baba Yaga was independent, powerful, and feared by men and women alike. Her autonomy and her connection to the natural world made her a symbol of rebellion against societal expectations, but this also made her a target of suspicion and fear. At the same time, Baba Yaga was revered because of her wisdom and her role as a keeper of secrets. In many stories, she is sought out by those who need her help, whether to find a lost loved one, gain magical knowledge, or solve a seemingly impossible problem. But her help always comes at a price. Those who seek her must be willing to face her tests, which often involve confronting their deepest fears and making sacrifices. In this way, Baba Yaga serves as both a villain and a guide. She is the obstacle that must be overcome, but she is also the one who holds the key to victory. Her challenges force people to prove their worth, and those who succeed often come away from the encounter stronger and wiser. But for those who fail, the consequences are dire. Baba Yaga is not known for her mercy, and her punishments are as brutal as they are final. Many of the stories about her involve people being boiled alive, turned into animals, or cursed to wander the earth for eternity. This duality, of being both feared and revered, is what makes Baba Yaga such a compelling figure in folklore. The stories of Baba Yaga are as varied as the cultures that tell them, but they all share common themes of fear, survival, and transformation. Here are some of the most eerie encounters with the infamous witch, each one offering a glimpse into the terrifying world she inhabits. The Tale of Vasilisa the Beautiful. One of the most famous stories about Baba Yaga is the Tale of Vasilisa the Beautiful. In this story, Vasilisa is a young girl who is sent by her cruel stepmother to fetch fire from Baba Yaga's hut in the deep forest. Armed with nothing but a magical doll given to her by her deceased mother, Vasilisa ventures into the witch's territory, knowing full well that she may not return. When she arrives at Baba Yaga's hut, she is given a series of impossible tasks, each one more difficult than the last. With the help of her doll, Vasilisa is able to complete the tasks, and Baba Yaga, impressed by her cleverness and bravery, gives her the fire she came for. But the true horror of the story lies in what happens to those who fail Baba Yaga's tests. In her hut, Vasilisa discovers the skulls of those who have come before her, their eyes glowing with the fire of their doom. The Witch's Bargain, Poland. In this lesser-known tale from Poland, a young man named Piotr sets out to find a cure for his ailing mother. He is told that only Baba Yaga possesses the magical knowledge needed to save her, but he must be prepared to face the witch's wrath if he fails to meet her demands. When Piotr arrives at Baba Yaga's hut, she agrees to help him on one condition. He must bring her a rare herb that grows in a dangerous, enchanted valley. Piotr embarks on his quest, braving treacherous terrain and battling magical creatures. But when he finally returns with the herb, Baba Yaga reveals the true nature of her bargain. She did not want the herb for herself. She wanted it to lure Piotr into a trap. The herb was cursed, and anyone who touched it was bound to Baba Yaga's service for eternity. The boy who tried to trick Baba Yaga, Russia. In this Russian folktale, a boy named Ivan believes he can outsmart Baba Yaga. He hears tales of her cruelty and decides to steal from her, thinking that her age and appearance make her an easy target. But Baba Yaga is no ordinary old woman. When Ivan sneaks into her hut and attempts to take a magical artifact, Baba Yaga catches him in the act. Furious, she offers him a choice. He can face her wrath, or he can complete a challenge to earn his freedom. Ivan, confident in his abilities, chooses the challenge. Baba Yaga sends him deep into the forest to find a magical feather from a firebird. What Ivan doesn't know is that the forest is filled with Baba Yaga's traps. Ivan soon finds himself lost, pursued by creatures summoned by the witch. In the end, he realizes that no one can trick Baba Yaga. She is always one step ahead. The Curse of the Witch's Eye, Ukraine. In this chilling tale from Ukraine, a village is cursed by Baba Yaga after they drive her away from their land. The witch, angered by their rejection, casts a spell on the village, causing all of their crops to fail and their livestock to die. The villagers are desperate, but no one dares to confront Baba Yaga until a young woman named Katya volunteers to face the witch. Armed with only her wits and a heart full of courage, Katya ventures into the forest and finds Baba Yaga's hut. She pleads with the witch to lift the curse, but Baba Yaga demands a steep price. Katya must give her one of her eyes in exchange for the village's safety. Katya agrees, and Baba Yaga takes her eye, leaving Katya half-blind. But when Katya returns to the village, she discovers that Baba Yaga's curse has only worsened. The crops have withered further, and the villagers are starving. In her desperation, Katya realizes that Baba Yaga never intended to lift the curse. Her eye was simply another trophy for the witch's collection. The most shocking tale of Baba Yaga's power involves a brave man named Dmitri, who set out to confront her after she cursed his village with an unrelenting winter. The village had been suffering under the witch's curse for months, with snow and ice covering the land even during the height of summer. Crops couldn't grow, and the villagers were slowly starving. Dmitri, known for his strength and bravery, volunteered to face Baba Yaga and demand that she end the curse. Dmitri journeyed deep into the forest, where the cold grew more intense the closer he got to Baba Yaga's hut. When he finally arrived, Baba Yaga welcomed him with a wicked smile, saying that no one had ever dared to confront her so boldly. Dmitri demanded that she lift the curse, but Baba Yaga offered him a deal instead. She would end the winter if Dmitri could survive 3 tasks, each more difficult and dangerous than the last. The first task was to catch a firebird that lived in the heart of the forest. The second was to retrieve a stone that could grant immortality, hidden in a mountain guarded by spirits. Dmitri completed both tasks, narrowly avoiding death each time. But the third task was the most dangerous. He had to enter Baba Yaga's hut at midnight and survive the night. As Dmitri sat in Baba Yaga's hut, he could hear the witch whispering to the spirits of the dead. Shadows danced on the walls, and the temperature dropped even further. At midnight, Baba Yaga appeared, her eyes glowing with malice. But Dmitri, knowing he had no chance of defeating her through strength alone, offered her something she could not resist, a piece of his own soul. Baba Yaga accepted, ending the curse. But Dmitri, now marked by the witch, was never the same. He returned to the village, but his eyes were empty, and his soul seemed to have left him. Baba Yaga had kept her end of the bargain, but Dmitri had lost something far more valuable than his life. The stories of Baba Yaga are as haunting as they are timeless, whether she is seen as a cruel witch who punishes those who cross her, or as a wise figure who tests the bravery and cleverness of those who seek her out. Baba Yaga remains one of the most enigmatic characters in folklore. Her presence in these tales serves as a reminder that the line between good and evil is often blurred, and that those who venture into the unknown must be prepared to face the consequences. In each story, Baba Yaga challenges her victims in ways that force them to confront their deepest fears. Whether it's a girl sent to fetch fire, a man cursed for daring to cross her, or a village left to suffer under her magic, Baba Yaga's power lies in her ability to control not just the physical world, but the spiritual and psychological realms as well.